Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Monday, April 13th, and this is my morning market breakdown for the US dollar pairs, including gold, and we also look at a couple of the yen pairs. As always, we start off on the US dollar index daily time frame because that is the roadmap that tells us what to do on the other dollar pairs themselves. So, anyways, we definitely have a couple options. If we zoom out a little bit on the daily time frame, my main analysis is still that this is potentially an ABC of Y. And first, option is that we're already in a wave B, and the next several weeks is going to be an overlapping pattern for the wave B, and then it potentially makes an uptrend for a wave C like that. So there's your ABC of B, which actually would be an ABC of Y. I'm sorry. So the second option is that this is actually still, which if we zoom back in, which we need to, this is the wave one right here, and then this is a break, so wave two, and then one, two, three, four, five of wave three, and then this is like an expanding flat type thing for a wave four, and then it's going to go back up and make a wave five. I actually think that this is the least likely scenario. I think that we're likely in a wave B right now, and the reason why I don't think that is the case is because this wave 2 is way smaller on the time scale than this potential wave 4 would be. The market likes to be symmetric, and this is definitely not symmetric, which is why I think that more than likely we are going to be in a wave B for the next couple of weeks, probably making an overlapping, corrective pattern for the wave B. So going down to the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, this really does look like a potential A, B, and C shape right here. Looks like it potentially, could just keep on going down. We do have a pretty nice little fib bounce, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say whether this is a good clear break of structure or not. I think that the odds are better that this is going to make a wave B on the daily time frame. So more than likely, this is probably going to end up making a correction to this whole last move down now, probably end up doing something along these lines. So if it ends up doing something like that, then that potentially would be overlapping to the upside, which potentially would create overlapping to the downside on like the euro, the pound, and the Aussie, and the same type of thing except for the upside on the dollar CAD and the dollar Swiss. So now that we got the dollar index basically figured out with a couple different options, we use that information and we apply it to the dollar pairs themselves. So moving on to the euro dollar, back up to the daily time frame. So the euro dollar, whether we're in a wave B or wave two is the question. And if we are in a wave B or wave two, then it would make a pullback to this whole move down. I still have it labeled as a wave four because some of the dollar pairs still look like it could be a wave four, but because because of the dollar index, I think it's more likely a B or a 2. And I also think that this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pattern like that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And potentially, eventually, it'll break structure to the downside and then do something like this. But looks like we need to make a wave 5 as a more short term forecast. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, a lot of these dollar pairs do have a big gap that never did get filled, and most gaps do fill within a couple trading days, or sometimes gaps do stay open for weeks and sometimes months. There was a gap on the DXY that stayed open for about 15 months recently. So I personally don't trade based on gaps. Now, it kind of seems like because of the dollar index that it would be more than likely that this would go down to like the 38 or maybe the 50% to finish off like a wave four and then potentially go back up for a wave five. So I'm expecting to see something like this over the next couple of days, probably end up doing something like that. This would be like a wave three, this would be a wave four, then eventually back up for a wave five to finish off that daily time frame pattern. So, anyways, going down to the pound dollar, back up to the daily time frame. On the pound dollar, just like the euro dollar. I mean, it looks like a one, two, three, four. It looks like it needs to go back up for a wave five. The question is whether this is a wave four or whether we're already in that wave B or two. And if it is a B or two, it'd be a pullback to the whole move down on the daily time frame. But with more short-term forecasts, we are definitely looking at this as potentially a wave four, and then eventually going back up for a wave five. So going down to the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, I still think that there's a very good likelihood that this is in a wave four. So maybe the wave three ends here. This does have a big old gap, but like I said, I personally don't trade based on gaps. I think that what's more likely to happen is this is going to go down, probably take out all these lows, finish off a wave four, maybe go down to like the 100% or the 90%, and then break structure to the upside and make a wave five. So this is kind of the price action that I would expect to see over the next several days. And the daily time frame is down, so we should be looking for sorts in a downtrend anyways, which is why we have our Fibonacci retracement set up from here to here, because we are looking for sorts in a downtrend. So anyways, going down to the Aussie dollar, back up to the daily time frame. Aussie is usually a little bit different than the other dollar pairs, but it definitely still has that 1, 2, 3, 4, and it looks like potentially it could turn up and make a wave 5. I have my Fibonacci extension from here to here because if this is a wave 2 and this is a wave 4, then it potentially would be symmetric with the wave 2, meaning that potentially it would go down to the 100, the 123, the 138, and then end up turning back up for a wave 5. But, technically the daily is telling us to look for sorts, and we definitely should be looking for sorts right now. So we have this gap that didn't quite fill on this one also. Maybe it is going to fill, maybe it's not. I personally don't trade based on gaps. I do have my Fibonacci retracement set up on the move down. It didn't really quite bounce from a fib level. So maybe it is going to go up, maybe it is going to fill the gap. But I think overall, the more likely we are going to end up pushing down again, probably to finish off this wave four before we potentially push back up for a wave five. Now, I personally would be looking for longs just because the daily is telling us to look for longs. So even if it does go down, I think our primary goal still should be looking for longs. Maybe it'll just go to like the 100, 123, 138, finish off a wave four, and then potentially go back up and make a wave five. Definitely has that ABC look or possibly WXY look on the 1 hour time frame if you zoom out a little bit. So I do think that it probably is the most likely scenario. So moving on to the US dollar CAD, back up to the daily time frame. On the US dollar CAD, I think this is a wave one. I think this is a wave two, wave three. It looks like it needs a bit, it is a wave four, and potentially it's going to push up again for a wave five. This one, it did engulf to the upside also. So, technically we should be looking for longs. Maybe the wave five is already started. If the dollar index is already starting up, then this potentially is starting up also, which is why we got our Fibonacci retracement set up on the 1 hour time frame from here to here. If it breaks to the upside at any one of these Fibonacci retracement levels, which it looks like it's trying to already do, then we definitely do want to go back to being bullish. If this is going to make a wave five, then it potentially will go back up on the daily and take out those highs that I just showed you on the higher time frames. So I'm definitely looking for a break to the upside at a fib level. Whether it's going to happen at this 50% or whether it keeps pushing down, we don't know. It hasn't broken to the upside yet, so technically I wouldn't say that it has turned to the upside yet. So moving down to the US dollar Swiss, back down to the daily time frame. On the US dollar Swiss, I mean, it very much looks like a wave one, wave two, wave three, wave four. Maybe we're going to end up going back up for a wave five. So this is kind of what I would expect to see on this also. So moving on down to the 1 hour time frame, it didn't really engulf up on the daily, but because of the dollar index and other correlated dollar pairs, I'm looking at this move down as potentially a pullback to the move up. It definitely did bounce from the fib level. It definitely does look like it is trying to break structure. I mean, maybe we are starting a move to the upside now. Technically, the daily didn't engulf up, but like I said, other correlated dollar pairs did. So I think there's a good chance that this is going to, over the next several days, make a wave five to the upside to finish off that daily time frame pattern. So moving down to gold on the daily time frame. On gold daily time frame, I think this also definitely really does have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 look to it. Really looks like a potential complete five-wave trend. If it is a potential complete five-wave trend, it will go down and take out the low of wave four because that's what happens after the completion of a five-wave trend. Now, this is something I think that a lot of Elliott wave traders do make a mistake on, which is that you see five waves and you just assume that it's going to go down a big structure. My old mentor used to tell us a lot that just because you see five waves doesn't mean that a trend is over. You can have a wave six, a wave seven, a wave eight, and a wave nine very easily. And I definitely was expecting this to go up into this area up here, someplace around maybe 5,200 to finish off a wave A. So I think there's a good chance that this move down right here is actually just a pullback within an uptrend still. But if it is the end of a wave 5, it will take out the low. If it's not the end of a wave 5, then this is a pullback within an uptrend. If you see more than 5 waves, usually you're looking at some sort of an extension, like a first wave, third wave, or fifth wave extension. And those usually do play out in 9-wave patterns. So anyways, going down to the 1 hour time frame, we might already have the completion of a pullback here. It might already have an A, we might already have a B, we might already have a wave C. We definitely got a 61% fib bounce already, as you can see. We have a gap that is not filled yet either, so we do have to be cautious. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, if it breaks and holds below here, then maybe it's going to end up making a bigger move to the downside because, like I said, if this is a wave 5, it will take out the 100%, which is the low on the daily, not the low, but that red line on the daily I was just showing you is right here. If it's not a wave 5, then this is potentially a pullback within an uptrend. So my gut tells me that this is a pullback within an uptrend, like a wave 6, and we're probably going to be, have some sort of a extension going on the daily time frame, and we'll get like a wave 6, a wave 7, a wave 8, and a wave 9. So that's what I think is potentially going to happen. Moving on to the yen pairs, the dollar yen just kept on pushing up, and I had this target on the weekly time frame, which is right around the 161 area, that never got hit. So I think that the dollar yen is going to keep pushing up to about the 161 before it actually really does turn down. Now, a lot of people are saying that the dollar yen has already found a top. But normally, when a lot of people start saying that a top is in, the market will go up and sweep the highs before it actually does make the real turn to the downside. So going all the way down to the 1 hour time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, I definitely would be doing nothing but looking for logs right now because the daily is up and the weekly is up. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go long right here, and I definitely wouldn't be trying to go short right here. I'd be trying to go long here, 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 and down here. So those are the places that I would be trying to go long. Now, yeah, unfortunately, this is another thing my old mentor used to say that the only strategy right now is to go down to an extremely short time frame, like the 1 minute, and look for pullback entries for long, which I'm definitely not doing because I'm not a scalper. Or the strategy is to be patiently waiting for a pullback on this time frame in order to get long. So unless you're long already from Elliot today, the strategy is to either go to an extremely low time frame to look for longs, or the strategy is to wait patiently for pullbacks in order to get long again. That's pretty much the same story on all the yen pairs. Going to the euro yen pretty much is all the way back up at the previous highs, but that doesn't mean that it's not a wave B, especially with the 1, 2, 3 waves down and then 1, 2, 3 waves up that we have here. This could end up being like some sort of a flat or something. It could be like a 3, 3, 5 pattern, a regular flat, or an expanding flat, or a running flat. So, a wave B inside of a flat definitely does make new highs. Now, on a more short-term basis, it really looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pattern. Probably something like that is the most likely scenario. So overall, we might be getting close to a top on the yen pairs, but close on the daily and close on the weekly means that it still could be several weeks out. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, unfortunately, the yen pairs is kind of the same story for all of them. If you're not already long from back here, or maybe from here, then you need to be patiently waiting for a pullback in order to get long. Now, don't get me wrong, maybe it is going to go down. This could be an A, this could be a B, and it could be a C, and then turn back up like that. But we don't really know that it's going to make any move to the downside, and the daily is telling us to look for logs. So really, the only strategy is to either go down to an extremely short time frame to get long again, or the strategy is to be waiting patiently for another pullback and another entry to go long, like the entry that was here, here, potentially back here, and all the other previous entries that you could have taken to the long side over the last several weeks. And moving on to the pound yen, kind of the same story as the other yen pairs. On a more short-term basis, I mean, it definitely still looks like an A, a B, and a C to me, and it also looks like a 1, 2, 3 to me. Looks like it potentially needs to make a wave 4, and then it potentially needs to make a wave 5 to finish off the uptrend that started way down here. It still could be a wave B, just because it's back up to previous highs doesn't mean that it's not a wave B, but the important thing is that we're definitely still looking for longs in an uptrend. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, exactly the same as the euro again. I personally wouldn't be going long here. I personally wouldn't be going short here. The only strategy is to go down to an extremely short time frame in order to get long again, or the strategy is to be patiently waiting for a pullback in order to go long. Now, like I said about the euro yen, I mean, honestly, it would make sense for this to potentially go down on the 1 hour before it goes up and make more of a proper ABC pullback. I just think that the wave C is a very unreliable trade. It potentially could turn down just a little bit and then just keep on going up because the daily is definitely in an uptrend. So, like I said, the only strategy is to be patiently waiting for a pullback on these time frames or to go down to an extremely short time frame to look for more entries. So, anyways, don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, especially if you want to follow along with all my trades and be part of a great trading community on Discord. And as always, happy trading to everyone, and thank you for watching.